All right. Well, the Vitavon centre transmission and upgraded hardened cush drive is in. I showed you the cush drive parts that I put in last night. I have put the whole lot into the Vitavon case, and the interesting thing is, if I get the old unit out, so the old traxxas unit is like a clamshell, which has its issues. Basically, you have to knock the whole thing open if you want to work on one side or the other side of the diff. Why do I say that? Because the input shafts from either side are not connected, which means that you can separate this end from this end and leave the diff or the cush in position, or work on the cush or the diff. So Vitavon very cleverly have redesigned it so that you can open either end of this transmission without upsetting the other end. It comes with a spacer for the bearings in this end. It goes in between the bearings to keep them apart, and the little traxxas blue, you can't see it, but there's a blue rubber grommet that just sat on here before and sealed up this end. That fits inside this raised pit, which was a bit of a fiddle getting it in, but it's very nice. The whole thing is far more secure inside as well. There's actually 3 bolts that hold this, the end large bearing and this drive shaft in place, and attach it to this part of the center transmission. So huge upgrade, massive upgrade, not only a heat sink, but massive upgrade in terms of tolerances and ability to work and secure the various moving parts within the transmission itself. Raw 500 is in. I love a Reef Raw 500, should be enough for this particular model. We will now move on to the front clip, and I will give you an update on that. That is a lot of parts. That is basically being swapped out for Vitavon. So there's a lot to do, but anyway, I also earplugged the center diff. What do I mean by that? Pure silicon earplugs pressed into the center diff, and then I press them in really hard, and it presses all the old diff fluid round out of the diff, round the outside of the diff, clean it up, put the other end of the diff on, and you've got a semi-locked center differential. I want the center diff and the rear diff semi-locked. I know people say it's super tiffy, the Traxxas UDR. I appreciate that, but it's a scale car, and the 1-to-1 car has a fixed rear diff. So yeah, I'm just going to have to learn to drive it with that in mind. Anyways, and also I want to drive it on some sand and some loose stuff, and I don't want the arse end constantly diffing out. But anyway, I will cross that bridge when I come to it. I might not earplug the rear diff just before everybody poops themselves and falls over, and I get tons of comments about how I won't be able to drive it and it'll be the worst thing ever. Anyway, peace.